if you're invited to a dinner party. Showing up is horrible. It's absolutely horrific.
This week, top etiquette expert Elaine Swann goes off the record and reveals the small habits quietly sabotaging you.
How you arrive, what you order, how you sit, it's all sending a message, and it's often the wrong one. How do you make a polite exit then?
Don't
What signals to a person that you're confident?
a few different things. Number one, do not try to pronounce something that you cannot pronounce. Don't try to fake your way through it because folks can spot a fake.
To the things that seem counterintuitive. What about when someone says, oh my gosh, you're beautiful? Do you say, you're beautiful too?
No. Proper way to accept an apology is to
That's a hard one for me.
When you're navigating the corporate space, don't drink, because the rules that apply to you don't apply to them. But you're saying it's not true.
No, not true, and I think you should.
She's also answering the question her whole industry avoids. Is etiquette just a tool to police people of color? Some of the points of contention that people have with etiquette is that it's rooted and it's linked to white supremacy, or it's used to police people of color. What do you say to that?
And of course, we made her rule on the petty stuff you secretly care about. FaceTiming somebody without notice. Speaking in another language in front of other people. Keeping your camera off during a Zoom meeting.
Making the bridesmaids pay for everything.
You know what?
Good evening, your time now is 5:52. I'm Jeannette Reyes.
And I'm Kosar Abdi, and this is Off the Record.
Not for real. This is Off the Record. Elaine Swann, welcome to the group chat.
Glad to be here.
Or should we say, I don't know, how do you officially? Dearest Elaine,
Dearest reader.
you're much thanks for coming to
It is our greatest
soiree.
pleasure. Yes. we're so excited for what I guess it's basically like a crash course in etiquette over the next hour or so.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm so thrilled.
I want to ask you just off the top, for people who are really interested in polishing up and learning etiquette, what is one thing that they'll take away from this conversation?
One thing that I want people to take away from this conversation is that etiquette and the concept behind it is accessible, and it's for everyone. It's not for the elite. It's not for a particular group or race of people or anything like that. It's for everyone. And it has much more to do with how you show up in the world than how you use your fork and your knife at the table. So I want people to know that it expands wide and goes long.
Okay, so on that note, what is etiquette?
Etiquette is being aware of how you present yourself to other people. And it also has to do with how you make others feel. And so first, we always have to look at it from an internal perspective. Am I showing up correctly? Am I saying the correct thing that's not going to offend everyone all at the same time? And then at the same time, it's about creating history. History with your words, history with your actions, your deeds, everything. Every single thing that comes out of your mouth and every single thing you do becomes some part of somebody's history. And so then the question becomes, what type of history am I leaving behind?
Okay. And are these spoken or unspoken rules?
They are both spoken and unspoken. The spoken is, no, thank you. I do not want to talk about that. Or, you know what? What you said just now was offensive, and I want you to know that. So that's the spoken part, is putting somebody in their place without setting it off, right? And then the unspoken portion of it is showing up and knowing when you enter a room, which direction should I go? Or if I'm trying to get someone to stop talking to me because we've been standing here at this networking event and you've been talking and talking and talking, how do I get out of this conversation? And so they're unspoken rules on how to do so. And then when it comes to dining, so many things. For example, an unspoken rule when you're dining out is the signal to say, I'm ready to order, is to close your menu and set it down. We sit with our menu in the hand and we're looking at it, and then we start complaining, they ain't here yet. Why are they not here? Well, probably because you're still holding on to that menu.
Ooh.
Close it and set it down.
And what categories do we find etiquette in?
You find it in all areas and aspect of life, and which is very, very serious. I'm serious about that, because whether you're in line at the grocery store or online on social media or at home with your family members or friends or weddings or what have you, you find guidelines on how to conduct yourself in a variety of situations. And so we must not forget. And the thing is, we don't have to necessarily consume everything unless you just want to read my 400-page book. You can consume it. But the thing is to just make sure that you're little by little making shifts in your life. So this way you can elevate your presence, whether it's in your professional life or your personal life.
Love that.
Right.
What do you say, and you kind of hinted at this at the beginning, people who say kind of abiding by etiquette is elitist or it shuts out certain people?
It used to do that. Etiquette and the formal training of it was always for the elite. The folks who needed to show up and be presentable, what have you. It used to be that way. It's not that way anymore. That's so far gone. Etiquette really is accessible. It's for everyone. It does not matter. Look, let me tell you something. There is etiquette in everything. I am married to a surfer. My husband surfs. There's etiquette in surfing, which I didn't know this, but there is. And so when you look at our world and how we exist and how we move and thrive and shift and change, it exists. The unspoken guideline on how to conduct yourself in a specific environment exists everywhere.
Yeah.
And are these universal rules or are they cultural?
Some are cultural. Some rules are cultural, and we should abide by that when we are with the culture.
Yeah.
And others are hardcore universal. How to sit is how to sit is how to sit. Regardless of how old you are, what culture you're in, you just sit up straight. Yeah. If you're a girl, keep your knees closed, keep them legs closed, right? And so that's something that's universal. I mean, you're sending a message.
I'm curious, as you're speaking, obviously you're an author, you're very knowledgeable. Where did this come from? Like your credentials and your experience, how did you learn all of this?
Certainly. So for me, it started I started out by being a student of etiquette. So my family immigrated here from Panama. My sister here, I know, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of, so that's the, so for me, it started out by being a student because of my family wanted me to assimilate or what have you. I was put in charm school so that I could get along with the kids and so forth. I was always very, very shy.
Like an actual school?
Actual school. Sears had a charm school. So we would go to Sears and they had classes, and there were etiquette classes for kids. And then I got involved with pageants. And then I later became a flight attendant. And with the pageants and flight attendant training, I went through etiquette training with all of those. And for the flight attendant, I went through the international etiquette and protocol training. So that's where I got my very first part of formal training outside of pageantry. And then I was asked to provide etiquette training for a debutante ball. And I volunteered and did that for 5 years until someone asked me to do an after school program. They wanted to pay me. And then that's when I said, okay,
wait a minute.
So I went online. I got an online certification so that I could learn. But here's the thing. I did not stop learning there. I continued to research and study. I have made a lifetime of learning and studying and researching different cultures, different environments, and so forth. So I didn't just stop there. I even one time took a course that was offered at hospice because I wanted to know how to tell people to conduct themselves when they're dealing with death or perhaps long-term illness. Yeah. So I'm a constant learning. I research, I do survey studies and so forth. So this has really been incredible for me. It's been a wonderful 20 plus year journey. And I love sharing it with people and the world as well.
Who do you help? Who hires you for this
Sure.
job?
So for me, when I show up, I do corporate training and I work with organizations to help their teams show up better. I help them represent the organization. I work with universities because oftentimes students are going out into the world and they need to know how to conduct themselves. And then the other thing that I do is I started out as an independent trainer and then learned that I was casting a much wider net than I could actually follow. So I took 2 years to figure out what to do next. And I came out with a certification and licensing program. So now I teach other ladies how to teach etiquette, and they launch a Swann School of Protocol, which is the name of my business in their city. And so we have over 30 independently owned and operated locations throughout the US, and we're growing.
Wow.
So I teach people.
You're like the teacher's teacher.
I'm the teacher's teacher, yes.
It's funny, as you mentioned, that you're constantly training yourself and learning. It's funny because etiquette in a way kind of evolves, right? Especially as we change the ways in which we communicate with social media, especially. I wonder, what is the thing that people get wrong the most often that we might not even realize?
I think the one thing that this is one thing that I think we get wrong from a gender perspective. And it's something as basic as a handshake. So for gender, men were always taught to let the lady raise her hand first, or that women were a much more demure creature and so forth. And so men have a tendency to not want to actually shake hands with a woman in a normal manner. There is no male-female handshake. It's just a handshake. And I go into so many environments having to tell folks, look, get in there.
So firm.
A firm handshake.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just web to web. And that's it. It's just a handshake. That's the one thing that I think in the corporate arena, because you have folks who will go in and they think they should shake the lady's hand like that. And some women walk into environments feeling as though maybe I don't want to seem aggressive. So I don't want to give a firm. Now that doesn't mean be a jerk and squeeze somebody's hand.
Oh my God, because last time.
Right.
Thank you.
And then we
I was
have
like,
all the
I was
rings
like,
on and so forth.
damn,
Yeah. So you don't have to do that. But that's the one thing that I think from a gender perspective that folks tend to get wrong. But speaking of how it has evolved, I can tell you something that's evolved that's different as far as a handshake is concerned.
What?
After the pandemic.
Oh, right.
Now it is absolutely acceptable to do that fist bump in the business arena. See, in the business arena, it was always very, very strict.
I will say though, I learned during the pandemic, like, oh, some of y'all don't wash your hands. When you go to the back. So maybe the fist pump isn't a bad idea. Remember we had to do the whole like wash your hands for 20 seconds.
Yes.
So sometimes I don't mind the fist pump.
Oh my gosh, the stuff I've heard. So yeah, so that is shifted. And that's the one thing I constantly, and this is what makes me so well respected in this industry, is that I'm up with the times. I really research, train, do surveys and so forth to see what is working in our world today that wasn't working. So over 20 years ago, when we were talking about cell phones and where to put it, we were telling people not to bring a cell phone into a restaurant or into a job interview.
Now that's like telling me to leave my limb.
Right. Yes, exactly.
That's how I pay for it.
Yes. So we were doing that many years ago, and that's not the case anymore.
What manners do we need to bring back?
What we need to bring back is greeting people and saying hello and not being so divided. And I think in these last few years, listen, what we need to bring back is being neighborly.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't need to like you,
but I just have to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like that.
I think we really need to bring that back. And let me tell you something. Whether you are talking to a neighbor or if you get into an elevator and it is someone who maybe does not look like you, make them speak to you by saying, hello, good morning. Do that, because that's the way we start to break this stuff down and say, you know what, you're going to speak to me. You may not like me, but you're going to speak to me today. So I say, good morning.
I find that that's also, I know in other cultures, I guess like when you walk into a room, you say hi to everybody. You acknowledge everyone.
Yes.
And perhaps in other cultures, it's not that big of a deal. But to your point, acknowledging people regardless of whether you like them
or not. You don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. Oh, there's so many things that I talk to people about. Dealing with family members, for example, right? You may not always want to deal with them. Here's the thing. When you have a difficult person in your family, you actually have the upper hand, because you can probably pinpoint exactly when they are going to do the whatever it is they do. And so you can see that thing coming and you can prepare for that in advance.
Yeah.
And you can also give yourself a time limit. Just because they're your family and it's the holiday or it's the baby shower, it's the family, whatever, you do not have to stay there the whole 3 hours. You go, you do your thing. You say, we have our entrance time and we have our exit time. And you gather that with your family and let them know this is our signal to leave, because when so-and-so starts acting up, that's our cue.
How do you make a polite exit then?
You don't lie.
Oh,
yeah.
I always got some.
Yeah.
The worst is when you lie and then they ask details about the lie.
Yeah.
Then you're like,
I did? Oh, yes, I did. Right. So don't lie.
Okay.
So instead, the way you make your exit, here's the thing. When people talk about the Irish exit where you just slide right on out.
My husband loves it.
Yeah, slide right on out. Right? But here's the thing you can do. Make your exit announcement in advance. Oh, just to let you know, we're only going to be here for a little while, or we've got a we have to leave at 3, and so everybody knows you got to leave at 3. So even if you slide right on out at 3:00, they knew already. So you can say that in advance as well. Okay. But you don't have to make up something. Just tell people we're gonna get going now.
Yeah. In terms of etiquette, what signals to a person that you're confident?
Certainly. So what signals to a person that you're confident is a few different things. Number one, eye contact is so important. But we always thought eye contact meant staring deeply into someone's eyes, which can become uncomfortable. And so one of the things that I teach people is eye contact is really just eye level contact. So your eye should be level to the other person. So you can look at either their forehead, their eyebrows, their nose, or their chin. So as you're talking to that person, it appears as though you're more confident. Now, it is natural to maybe look up or look down. If you're thinking about something, that's natural. Also, the way your carriage, the way you carry yourself, of course, sitting up straight, standing straight. doing what I refer to as a power pose. So instead of crossing our legs when we're standing and talking to someone, plant both of those feet down and stand up nice and straight so your torso is nice and tall, shoulders straight, eye contact, and then be deliberate with your body language. It is acceptable to use your hands when you speak, but do be more deliberate with it. And another secret thing for confidence is your voice, the tone of voice, and the way you use it. You can take people on a journey with your voice just by, well, you all know this part though, right? But we're saying this for the viewers though, but you can take people on a journey with your voice, and you can do the same thing in a conversation. You can hold court at a networking event just by using your voice. In, out, high, low, very fast, slow it down, and just drag people right on along with you.
I love, so that,
because I don't like hanging out with people. I'm more of an introvert, but
really?
I use all of my tips to get me through situations.
Yeah.
But I love slowing down, and it's something that I've been trying to work on since we did this posing class. And the first lesson that, the biggest lesson I took away from it is you command power when you slow down. You can lead the conversation, for example. Would you say it's the same thing for etiquette? Like, you shouldn't be in a rush. You shouldn't feel like a tornado when you're walking into a room.
Exactly. When you walk into a room, the way you command presence in that room is first stop. Don't just rush into a room. And I'm not saying, when I tell people when you enter into a room to pause, the pause doesn't have to be this long dramatic pause. Or it just you walk in and you take a pause and scan the room so our brain works quickly. And then be intentional with the direction in which you're going and go from there. But slowing down everything from our gestures to our language. That doesn't mean that you can't speed up a few words because you want to get people past whatever particular point, but you can speed it up and then slow it back down.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it ever acceptable to be late? Because I like to make an entrance, Elaine.
Okay. So in some instances, yes. For example, if you're invited to a dinner party, showing up 10 minutes in advance, 15 minutes, 30 minutes is horrible. It's absolutely horrific.
Even 10 minutes.
Don't show up early to a dinner party at someone's house. It's better to just be right on time. Because oftentimes whoever's hosted things, we know we're just lighting that last candle or doing it, turning the music, give the host some time. So typically right on time is good, okay? And even a few minutes after the call time is absolutely acceptable.
When is it too much?
So now we see on social media when people say, I've invited folks over there and this is the time that they're coming in. So within that first 30 minutes of the call time or the invite time is a good time frame to show up for a dinner party or gathering or something like that at someone's home. That's acceptable. Once you start getting into that hour late, now you're messing up the schedule, right? Mm-hmm. Do you want me to tell you something else about time?
Yes.
If you are hosting, for example, a Zoom meeting or something like that, start the meeting on time. Do not wait for other people to get there. It's so important for you to honor the people who are present. And I think that's the one thing that we have to start to remember to do now is whenever you invite folks to something or you're in charge of something, honor the people who are present. So when you're on Zoom or hosting that dinner party, don't keep people waiting because so-and-so is on the way. Honor the ones who are there. That's the thing that we forget.
Everyone else can catch up.
That's right. Let them catch up.
Is it ever okay to cancel? When is it okay to cancel day of? And how do you cancel?
It's always okay to cancel day of.
Ooh.
If your life, if life is lifing and you responded, yes, I will attend, and now you cannot, let the host know. Let the individual know. That's all. And
phone call or text?
Phone call depends on the situation, right? Phone call is nice, but keep in mind what might be taking place. If you know that the host is doing the hostess thing and they're at the last final hour, a text is better because having to stop and take the call or the FaceTime or what have you could get in the way.
Is it okay to share details as to the reason why, or
so this is where people get in trouble because they think they always have to share, and then that's where the lies start.
Now you're lying,
right? That's where you start. That's where you start lying.
You know, my sister,
that's
brother's cousin got to go to the hospital.
Right. That's where you start lying. So this is where you say, be brief, right? Be brief, right? I sincerely apologize. I know I said I was coming, but something has taken place. I will not be able to make it. I'll catch up with you later. That's it. And then you can think about what you was going to say and figure it out, right? But don't lie in the moment. So you don't always have to have a long-winded excuse.
Yeah.
You just have to apologize for the inconvenience and let them know they're not coming. The host would much rather know, okay, fine. They're going to move on. Because why? The host is honoring the folks who are present.
Mm-hmm. I like that, because then it puts the focus on not worrying about who's not showing up and the negative aspects of it, or even just what's missing. You focus on and pay attention to the people that are showing up. And
that's it. Honor who's present.
Yeah.
Honor who's taking the time out to say, I'm here. That's the thing that we have to do is, social media has gotten in the way of that, right? Because we do a live and we go, okay, I'm waiting for a few more people to come in. Okay, more people are logging on. We're going to wait for more people. And so we've taken that concept of going live and waiting for more people to join. We've taken that concept into our everyday lives, and it does not belong there. You have people who have put their clothes on and come to your event or house or whatever it is, or got on Zoom or whatever, and you're waiting for people who have not shown you the respect to show up on time.
That's a life lesson right there.
And I think it also sets the precedent that she's not going to start on time anyway. She's going to wait for the folks.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
are trickling in.
Yes. And so when you set a standard and you say, no, I start on time. The only thing that people are going to say about you is, oh, you better make it, because if you don't, she
runs a strict program.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as oversharing in social settings?
Yes, definitely there's a thing of oversharing in social settings. We don't need to know all your business, okay? We don't. So oversharing about things that are still ghost, money, the possessions that you have, this and that. So much of television has trickled in when we've got housewives, and I love Beverly Hills Housewives is my favorite, right? But you that are showing their bags and this and that and whatever and so on and so forth. That does not necessarily translate into the everyday life. So that sort of thing, surgery, scars on social media and stitches and things like that. It's too much. It's too much.
So a lot of people are obsessed with what the rich and the famous are doing.
Yeah.
Are there rich etiquette rules?
Yes, there are. The rich and the famous are not doing what we think they're doing. They are much more subtle and they're much more reserved. They're not showing off their money. They're not labeled down oftentimes when you and you'll see that as you start to. I do have a whole thing with luxury etiquette and so forth for some of my clients that of course I won't name, but anyway, they're much more subtle when it comes to that. So the name brands and this and that and so forth. Graciousness always is found, of course, in the luxury space, more so than anything, being gracious and grateful and thankful. Yeah.
It feels like a language. Like
it is a language.
That either
a
you
lot
speak
of
it or
unspoken.
You don't.
That's where things are unspoken. For example, and it's life, right? So my husband's a professional musician. So he gets to travel on private jets and so forth for their label, whatever, right? I don't always get to go. But one time I was invited to travel on the label on the private jet, right? And I was all, what do I do? So I went into a massive bit of research in terms of what to do for luxury if someone invites you on the private jet. Here's the thing. I went through all this stuff and I figured out, what you should bring. So I got a really great bottle, champagne to bring, brought that. That lady took that thing and said, oh, nice, thank you, and gave it to the flight attendant, and we never saw it ever again. But guess what? I had taken a moment to wrap it really nicely in fabric and a bow and so forth. And the one thing she did remember was the way it was wrapped. She'd care less what was inside.
What was the lesson there?
The lesson that I learned was they don't care what's inside, but it's the presentation that mattered.
Right.
It was the presentation and the fact that I was showing graciousness and gratitude because, to say thank you for allowing me on the jet.
But one of the things that you mentioned there that I noticed is doing research as the occasions present themselves,
yes.
right? So you don't have to know everything right now.
You don't.
But heck, even in your book, right?
You don't have to consume the whole 400-page book in one setting, but it has an incredible index in it. So you go back and look through and go and look and see. But you don't have to. And I think that's the thing that's so important to us. And all research is not just online and so on and so forth. Actually, because I said I was a flight attendant, so I had some friends who had transferred into the private jet industry. So I was able to talk with them and get information from them. Research and study. Don't go into an environment assuming that what you see on television is the way it's supposed to be because things are made for television for entertainment. It's not always real world.
But that also reminds me too, it's helpful to surround yourself with people who are comfortable in those environments and kind of move in those ways naturally because you pick those up.
You do. And don't be afraid to learn when you get in those environments either. So if you get into an environment and someone offers you something and you have no clue on what you're supposed to do, just ask. For example, in a multi-course meal, in the middle of the courses, you could be brought out a glass that it looks like ice cream in it. And you're thinking, well,
This has happened, yep.
Yeah, and well, what do I do, right? And it's a palate cleanser. It's just to cleanse your palate, and it's a sorbet.
Oh, I thought it was the butter because I did that with the butter once.
And so it's a glass, and it's just there to cleanse your palate. And it's in between. You're not there to sop it all up or anything, right? But you're just there. If someone brings it out, sit there and just watch for a moment.
Right.
Watch
Observe.
The one that you'll love, Elaine, is the tray table on first class.
Oh, yes.
It is hidden. And
I remember I texted you.
Yeah. And Jeannette texted me and was like, where is this tray table? Because I am too embarrassed to ask. But like it happened to me not long before. So I knew what she was going through because I sat down and I remember it was my first time taking first class and I was so excited. And I was like, all of a sudden they're bringing around the plates and I see them serving everyone food.
Yes.
And I'm looking around like, I don't know where this tray table is. And I don't want to ask because I'm so embarrassed that they're going to be like, man,
act like you've been here.
Act like you've been here. But yeah, in those moments you just have, and I had a nice flight attendant who pulled it out of the armrest.
And listen, I'm saying, because I worked first class.
Yes.
And so just ask. Yeah. And here's the thing about it. This is the thing, especially with service industry folks, right? Mm-hmm. The service industry folks are the real folks. Maybe the people you're dining with are the ones that are luxury, but the folks back there that's doing the work, right? in steerage. No, I'm just joking. But the folks who are doing the work, they're real people and they get it and they understand. And so that moment would be a thing to where now they're giving you little signals. They're giving you the Oshibori and everything, And so that's the towel. That's the hot towel. But they're giving you that and so forth. So ask in that moment, even your seatmate, and say, you know what? This is actually a first for me.
Oh. Yeah.
And now they are like, well, another thing is this, And,
you can check your coat. I was shoving my coat in the top.
Yeah, but you will never listen. Bob will turn around and he'll be your godfather doing the whole flight.
Yeah.
He'll be your person doing that flight. Why am I saying Bob? It's not a male. Susan, Becky will be your
right. I do find though it actually for me it shows confidence.
It does
to ask a question.
To ask a question,
right? And not pretend
and
to know
stand
everything.
there flat-footed and say, you know what? I'm not quite sure. Can you tell me? Oh, thank you. Excellent.
Exactly.
And that's it.
But speaking of dining, you mentioned dining. What are some other things that people should know when it comes to fine dining specifically? Because it can be a little overwhelming. You're like, at this point, I don't even want to eat because I don't know what fork and spoon to pick up.
So before you go, you already know you're going. Do not bring the big bag. Instead, try to bring something that's more of a clutch. That's first and foremost before you leave.
And you put it on the table or your lap?
You do not.
Do you put it behind you on the seat?
1, yes. Oh, gold etiquette star. Half a star.
Fail.
Half a star. No, because nearby, because you said on your lap. Did you say on your lap?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So gold star, gold star. So, okay, 2 things. Number 1, it goes on your lap with the napkin on top of it, or it can go directly behind you on your chair. That's where your clutch goes. That's number 1 as far as fine dining is concerned. Cell phones do not belong on the table. Instead, put that inside your bag or on if you're waiting for you got the sitter or what have you, and you're waiting. I got to stay on. Right, place it on your lap with the napkin on top of it. That's as far as that's concerned. The other thing is, as far as fine dining is concerned, do not try to pronounce something that you cannot pronounce.
God.
Use your body. Use your body language, okay, and say, "I will have this here," and ask, "How do you pronounce it?" And they'll say, "Oh, whatever it is, right?" Yeah, right. And you say, I'll have that, right? And that's what you do. So don't try to fake your way through it because then folks can spot a fake, right? But just point at whatever it is you'll have. I'll have this one here. Just this right here. What else is there? Oh my goodness. So there are multiple courses. One hardcore thing to know is simply work your way from the outside in. If there are multiple utensils or what have you, just work your way from the outside in. Every course, you're going to start here. And every time they bring something out, if it's already set, then just go from that way. Whatever, follow the waiter in term, or your server in terms of what they present and how they present it. If they bring out a utensil and you don't know how to use it, can you tell me what this one is for? Okay, thank you.
Is it rude to send food back?
It is not rude to send food back in certain circumstances. If it is not prepared properly, that's one reason. If there's something wrong with it, as in something was in it, it just wasn't. But if you just didn't like the taste of it and you didn't expect that this is what it was going to be,
that's your problem.
That's your problem.
Okay, can you eat? What if everybody's food hasn't arrived? I'm starving.
Certainly, right. So typically, I want you to remember these two rules, all right? Whenever you are eating buffet style and you're serving yourself, maybe you go to some sort of family restaurant sort of thing and everyone's serving yourself, right? Wait until, or maybe a wedding or something like that. Wait until, not a family restaurant, but wedding, whatever, gala. Sometimes we go to business breakfast and it's a serve yourself. Wait until at least half of the individuals have returned to the table before you begin to eat. So when you're at that networking breakfast for the Chamber of Commerce or whatever, don't sit there by yourself eating, right?
Stuff in your face.
Right. Wait until at
Talking
least.
to nobody.
Right. Just wait.
And then you say, it's delicious.
Right. You sit here, this is good. This is right. Did you try the such and such? So don't do that. Wait until at least half. Okay. Now, if you are being served, you should wait until everyone has been served until you begin to eat.
Okay.
However, if there's one individual, like you said, I'm hungry. If there's one individual whose food is waiting, if your food has not come yet, then you take the lead and say, please, everyone, don't wait for me. If you are the host and you see that one person has not been served yet, then as the host, direct the entire table. Please, everyone, begin. Do not wait. And when the person says, please eat the food. Eat the cake, Anna.
Can I clean my plate?
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
I know. I hate eating in public, and so I won't finish the plate, and I actually will just take a few bites and then be like, okay.
Okay. Because that's your personal thing, and that's okay. So I don't think you should.
Because I just feel like I don't know.
You think you'd start shoveling or
gluttonous,
okay.
shoving my face.
No, you can eat everything off your plate if it's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Now,
can you eat a burger? Like things that are messy?
Okay, so business dinners, first dates, date with your hubby, right? Yeah, because we want to put certain foods you should not eat. Do not eat burgers, large sandwiches, foods that are stringy.
Oh, I
Stuff
can't eat my
hanging out of your
pasta
mouth.
like the spaghetti.
Not on a business dinner.
Okay.
Business meals, no. It's too hard to get somebody to buy what you selling and the pasta's hanging out of your mouth or you're slurping and you're trying it, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Okay.
The sandwich, you bite the sandwich, the stuff is squeezing out on the other end.
Wow.
Or the burger.
Okay.
Business and when it matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walked us into it, relationships and relationship etiquette.
Yes.
Is there even relationship etiquette in
There
2026?
is relationship etiquette. You have to use sometimes what I refer to as the shower rule, my shower story. Very quick, super easy. Here's the thing. My husband and I, we didn't live together before we got married. We got married, super happy. I go to take a shower, turn the shower on, the water hits me. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, I have my shower cap on. I tell him, honey, you left the shower on, okay? And he says, sorry. Go back a second time, go in there. He backslid, it hit me again. Third time I go in there to check the water, now I'm mad, because now I'm like, you know what, let me tell you something. That's how I wanted to respond. But instead I said to myself, I bet you he's doing his thing again. So what I did was I took the nozzle and I turned it the other way. And then I turned the shower on and I did not get wet. In relationships, you cannot change people. What you have to do is sometimes shift and turn that nozzle the other way.
It's so funny because as you said that, I'm like, bet. Watch, I can change any man and make him do what I need him to do. But that's when you keep running into a wall.
Yeah,
And
cannot.
you find out the hard way.
That you cannot
that you
change
truly
them.
can't.
So you change the way you deal with them.
Yeah.
You can see things coming. That's why I'm saying in relationships, we have the upper hand. Another thing as far as relationships are concerned, there's a difference between knowing you are right versus proving that you are right.
Which reminds me, is being argumentative uncouth?
It's not necessarily, it is uncouth when you have hit that brick wall and the person, it's not happening. And you know it. We know it.
Yeah.
When you're in relationship with people, and when I say relationships, not only romantic relationships, but work relationships, people who are on the same committee for you in the nonprofit that you sit on the board of or what have you, you can tell when that person is not, it's just not happening. And so being argumentative with a rock is counterproductive.
So if you're at dinner, if me, JR and her husband and my husband, I'm like, let me tell you, or not even that, it comes up and now we're arguing about, but you always leave the shower on. Is that uncouth? Like, should you not argue in front of your friends?
So it depends on your friends, right? Okay, well, wait a minute now. Sometimes it can be helpful because your friends can bring a perspective. But if it's just an argument for argument's sake and you just want somebody to just, be on your side or what have you, you can do that, but to an extent, because remember, you're creating history with your words. And remember who we're dealing with. And as far as I've been married 21 years, and we know, that the words that we say sometimes it can be that one thing. And we don't want to do that. So be careful.
So then that reminds me, is it okay to correct your partner in public?
I would avoid doing so unless you are helping save their life or their reputation or their ego in the moment.
She's like, it's got to be life and death.
It's got to be something that's productive for him.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
So if it's like, oh no, let me help you with this, or no, do this way.
So err on the side of not doing it.
Err on the side of, am I helping him or am I trying to teach him something that I can do at home?
New relationships. Is it ever acceptable to ghost?
If you have gone out on a date with someone and it's 1 or 2 dates and you don't want to have anything to do with them anymore, as a human being, release that individual. It's never okay to ghost. Instead, tell them, you know what? I don't think we're a good fit. And that's it. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if their feelings are hurt because you're not going to see them again.
True.
Own that moment. Because otherwise, if you drag it on and drag it on and drag it on, just let the person go. Let them know. So ghosting is just not it leaves too much to wonder about. It's better to just cut the cord and move on. And here's the thing is, when you talk about relationships, okay, that's dating, but even in friendships, if you ever have to confront a friend, always make sure that there is that your purpose behind it is for resolution.
Versus
if you know the relationship is over, why do you even need to tell them about whatever it is anyway?
Yeah.
Even if it's as a way to either give them closure, kind of kindly say, hey, this is something that...
If you say, you know what, if it's a thing to where you're saying, we have butt heads so much on this particular thing, and the last time we did, it was awful, and I cannot... this is not a healthy relationship for me. And I think it's at this point, we just need to go our separate ways. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
The thing that you did is what led me to believe and now I'm done, I'm gone. And that's it. But if you're really going to try to get them to change and shift, and you want them to understand and it's because you want to resolve it and you want to still live in harmony together.
Something you mentioned in the past that I thought was really powerful when it comes to apologies and accepting them and what that looks like.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Yes. And I write about that in my book as well. So the proper way to accept an apology is to keep your mouth shut and let the person apologize, because whatever they did, they probably do owe you the apology. Don't stop them. Do not tell them it's okay, because they're apologizing because they did something that deserved the apology. So when a person comes and says, I want to apologize, you just keep your mouth shut.
That's a hard one for me.
Yeah. Don't say it's okay. Or it's
not even that big of a deal, girl. I was crying.
So what you say is you keep your mouth shut and you say, thank you for the apology.
Okay.
It's in the same basket as compliments. When someone goes to compliment you, we don't need to know what cell rack it was on or how you got it, or somebody, because we want to buffer the air. We always feel like we got to fill the air with something. Yeah. And we have to get comfortable being silent.
But now, is that cultural though? Because I feel like one, especially for people of color, girl, I got this, you know what I mean? Or even, I know in some cultures, they go as far as, you want it? You know what I mean? Even if it's just a gesture, but you don't really follow through.
Yes.
Does that depend on the culture?
It can be cultural, but just accept the compliment.
Gotcha.
That's it. Just accept it. Thank you. This is my favorite.
What about when someone
Even if it's
says,
not
what about when someone says, oh my gosh, you're beautiful? Do you say, you're beautiful too?
No. You say, thank you.
Wow.
I got it from my mama.
Even any other compliment back. If somebody compliments you, do you generally even compliment them
You do
back?
not have to. You can say thank you. Yes. And the compliment back to them is thank you. That's so nice of you. That's nice of you. Or I appreciate that.
Do you ever just say, yeah, I am? No.
Yes. People tell me, oh, you look so young. I say, yes, I know. Thank you very much. It runs in the family.
Accept the compliment.
Yes.
I love that.
I'll tell you when we're done how old I am.
I will
I'd
never
love
guess
to
it.
know.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why I said I'll tell you when we're done.
I will say there's a lot of questions that are like swirling through my mind.
Yes.
It could be about how loud you could be in a room, for example. But then I go back to a lot of this is cultural, which some of the points of contention that people have with etiquette is that it's rooted and it's linked to white supremacy because it's rooted in white culture, making white culture the norm, and everybody else has to adhere to it. Or it's used to police people of color. What do you say to that?
In some instances, it was, but I can tell you one thing. And when we go back and we do research and we look at all of the families that were wealthy coming up, and we're seeing that on some of the, I can't even think of the show right now, but we're seeing that in some of the shows. Not just Bridgerton, but there's another show with the black family and his
The Gilded Age?
Yes.
Oh, I love that show.
You'll find, yes, you will find people of color with money still had a standard in which they conducted themselves. And it wasn't necessarily rooted in white supremacy in that instance, but it really was about how we show up so that this way people can treat us correctly and so forth. So what I have to say is that etiquette is for everyone. You do not have to be of a certain class to conduct yourself properly in any environment. And no one should ever think that only a particular class of people should sit the correct way, or stand, or speak well, or use good eye contact. Everyone should.
I think it comes down to speaking the language of the people that you're surrounded by.
Yes.
So whether it's the country or even you're walking through microcosms of cultures in any major city.
I am Panamanian. If you walk into our household, it's a whole different thing, right? And so, but still, we still have our norms as well. We have our own interior norms, whether, so everybody's loud. And maybe that's why I was so aggressive, because everybody was so loud, so I just retreated. But the culture is embedded in this. But the bottom line is self-confidence and self-awareness. And I think that's the thing that we really want to focus on more so than anything, is being aware of who we are and how we're showing up.
I do want to get a little bit into just cultural differences, where one thing is considered admirable here and in another country, it's like, oof, girl. You know what I mean? Like, I know, for example, I think it's in China. Here we raise our cups to cheers,
toast, yes.
To toast. Whereas in China, I believe it's like the lower you
go.
It's a sign of respect and humility.
Lower than age. And so this is what, absolutely so. And so when we think about, and this is why, first of all, in my book, I've shared from a Western perspective. That's first and foremost. I do talk about some international etiquette in the book as well. And I share how to navigate certain types of cultures and so forth. But anytime you start to get to the point to where you're either traveling abroad or you are visiting a family of another culture, do your research, read a little bit, ask questions, so that this way you're not doing things to offend. That's all. Because remember, America is a melting pot. And so you don't necessarily always have to travel abroad to find yourself in a whole other culture.
Can you give examples of that, though, really quickly?
Something very simple as taking your shoes off. And if you go to someone's house who's Chinese, right? Take those shoes off. Just, okay, the toes weren't done, but you got to take them off. So that's just one simple example.
Or even personal space. I know it varies depending.
It varies depending
here,
on
it's
culture.
like you got all those seats decided to sit right next here.
Yeah.
Whereas in other countries, it's closer proximity.
Yes.
I do want to ask you, about racial dynamics as well, because I saw somebody talk about how drinking in corporate environments. And there are times where, the corporate event, the holiday party,
Yes.
you're allowed to have a drink or two or let loose. Some people go a little too far.
Yes.
But I saw someone who was Black who said, when you're navigating the corporate space, don't drink.
That's
because
not
the
true.
rules that apply to you don't apply to them. But you're saying it's not true.
No, not true. And I think you should. And if you do consume alcohol, it's acceptable to do so. Because remember the thing about it, and I know there's the whole shift and everything like that in terms of what it looks like for us. But the other thing is, if you do consume alcohol in any corporate environment, the standard is a 2-drink maximum. That's it, right? So don't get toe up, even though if you could drink a whole keg, right, that's fine. But, or a whole bottle of wine, I can do this myself, that's fine. But don't do that. So 2-drink maximum. Make sure that you nurse the drink. The other thing is, if you do not drink at all, always be prepared with an alternative. Would you like to have a such and such? No, thank you, but I'll have a cranberry juice and a lime, or I have a tonic water and a lime or something. Have your go-to thing that you can go to immediately. And don't go into, I don't drink because my and the uncle twice removed used to drink and kick the dog and run the cat and everybody.
Back to oversharing.
Right, so you're oversharing now. So you just say, no, thank you. But I do think it is, here's the thing, and this is where we have to toe that fine line. If you are Black and you're in the corporate environment and you do consume alcohol, take the alcoholic beverage and just nurse it. Because now you're in with have another. Oh, I'm still working on mine.
To your point about, being Black in a corporate environment, I think sometimes we tend to maybe not fraternize as much as the other people. We kind of keep to ourselves. We don't want to share our business. Like you want to really, really separate the personal from the professional. You don't share a lot of your business.
Yeah.
Whereas for some people, it's maybe going golfing and you're getting
Yes.
to, you're talking about family and stuff like that. I say that to say that there are different ways in the corporate world that are advantageous to help you move up the corporate ladder. Whereas for a Black person, it's like,
and here's the thing about it. We don't move in those environments, and that's a mistake. I think for us, it's a mistake. Anytime you have the opportunity to socialize outside of the confines of your work environment, do it. Because now there's a couple things that happen. Number one, you'll have the opportunity to talk to people that you normally wouldn't get the opportunity to talk to because they're in the somewhat other area, what have you. And then the other thing is you can get to know more about the individuals and find some common ground. And you can allow people to have a conversation with you that has nothing to do with spreadsheets and reports and this and that and so on and so forth. And so you give folks the opportunity to talk to you. Now, this is not the opportunity to go and ask for a raise or ask for another job, or transfer or promotion or anything like that. It's the opportunity for people to get to know you and see that you are a human being. Force them to talk to you. Force them to.
Yeah. We do want to play a game with you.
Oh, I love games.
It's called Go Off or Log Off.
Okay, go off or log off. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Yes. So let me explain the rules of the game. So basically, we're going to give you this paddle. And if it's something that you have a strong opinion on, go off and tell us why you have the strong opinion. If you're like, I'm going to close my laptop and log off. But you still have to explain why this is none of your business. And you're just going to, be over here.
Okay. Not serving alcohol at a dinner party.
Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to go off about that really fast. You do not have to, depending on the folks who you're serving. Okay, so if it depends on the audience, right? If they are going to take advantage of it, great. If not, then don't waste it. Save it for you and your boo later.
Okay. Making the bridesmaids pay for everything.
You know what? I'm gonna go off on that one there. For the first 10 years of my etiquette business, I was a day of wedding coordinator. Okay. And so the bride has to make sure that she is sharing the cost and should be honoring the folks who have decided to take part out of her life. So if you start piling stuff up, then you need to pay for it too.
Because this destination wedding is expensive.
It's getting out of control. Listen. Absolutely out of control. Stop it. Roll it in.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because especially if you end up being a bridesmaid in multiple weddings.
Oh my goodness.
It's out of control.
And then now when it's your turn, everybody's married with kids and they can't
do
it.
Right. Yes. No.
Copying or CCing someone's boss.
Don't do that trying to be shady. Okay? Just don't do it trying to be shady, because I'm telling you, it's one of those breadcrumbs that's going to pile up later and become a thing. So don't do it. Unless it's necessary.
Taking food off of someone else's plate.
That is something, I don't know. Okay. It's a yes. Yes, you can, but there's a way to do it. If first of all, they need to offer it to you, or you need to agree if they're going to do that. And so that's the proper way to share their food. So you would scoop it off of their plate onto yours. So that's okay.
FaceTiming somebody without notice.
That's your problem that you picked up the FaceTime. Look, if you cannot answer, don't pick up the call. It's just another form. It's just another form of calling someone. I don't know why people feel like FaceTime is something different than calling on the phone, which I know people are like, no, text me before you call me too. If you cannot talk, don't pick up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Let the technology do the work.
There was one more I wanted to ask you.
I do have one along those lines.
Okay.
Talking on speakerphone. It says in a restaurant, but honestly anywhere.
Talking on speakerphone is acceptable depending on where you are. Just other people don't need to know your conversation. And it's rude to the person who's on the call if they don't know that they're on speakerphone. So always say, I don't know which one. I haven't logged off yet. I'm like, okay. But it's rude to the person who's on the call if you don't let them know that the call is being heard by other people.
Ooh,
because if I'm on speakerphone, my husband, I always have to tell him I got you on speakerphone, because otherwise
I will say some shit.
Oh yeah,
I will.
Yeah.
As first gens here,
yes,
or
me too.
Yes, yeah. Right.
Yes.
Speaking in another language in front of other people.
See, I'm a little biased though. I think it's okay. I'm a little biased.
You think it's okay?
It depends on just don't. Sometimes I think it's okay depending on the environment that you're in a sense to where just briefly turning to someone and saying something and not making the person feel like they're left out or that they're being talked about. So pay attention to body language. The other person's body language will tell you whether or not you need to include them.
Tone it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people know Spanish, so you can get caught up. You
Yes.
guys have to be careful.
Yeah.
Not many people know Somali. So I won't be going off I'll be like, Jeannette right here. She got me. She wearing that green shirt. I'll just smile at you.
I always said I learned that the hard way a couple years ago. Too many people have learned Spanish. You're
Yes.
Right. This one, I think this one's good for networking, right?
Okay.
And what is the etiquette when it comes to networking? So following up twice on an email you haven't gotten a response to.
I think I'm going to go off. I think it's acceptable to follow up. My recommendation is to then give it more space, more time. So you met someone, you immediately followed up and said, great, didn't hear from them, gave it a couple of days, followed up. You can still continue to do so, but just make your time further and further in between. And then your follow-up should have some value to it. So now start adding value instead of just saying, hi, I wanted to follow up. Instead, follow that person and figure out what they're doing in their industry. If there was a big win that their company had or something they did, now your follow-up is less about can we get together and more, hey, I saw you did this such and such, congratulations.
Okay. Keeping your camera off during a Zoom meeting.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something about that too. If you are a speaker, absolutely not. If you're speaking, you should be on camera. That's number one. Find out if it's a camera on or camera off meeting. If it is on, then show your face. If you are in an environment where maybe you can't, maybe you're traveling at the moment when everyone's taking the meeting, then just let everyone know, hey folks, please excuse the camera not being on. I'm in a different area. This is the thing. This is what our world looks like today. And so we do take meetings in this way. People just need to know why you're not there. Not being physically present is acceptable as long as you let people know, because this is our virtual boardroom table.
On the flip side, is it okay? Because I've had people say, hey, can you turn on your camera? We'd love to see you. And they're not your boss, let's say. Is that?
That's somebody.
The passive aggressiveness.
That's somebody that's log off. No, Becky, mind your business. No. Yeah, especially if they're not your boss. Okay. No, I'd rather not.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love that. In that realm, I will say, let me just ask the question. Not inviting your coworkers to your wedding.
Don't do it. You don't have to invite those folks.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the opposite.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't invite. You don't have to invite them. Just tell them that you don't even have to tell them, but no, don't. Mm-hmm. And if you do invite, maybe you have a work girlfriend, a work sister, a work husband, a work wife, or whatever, and you want them to, or work cousin, right? Invite them separately. Get their address, email address that's not work related, whatever it is. Figure out how you're going to invite them and invite them privately. Mm-hmm. Don't go around the office with invitations.
And you don't feel bad if you invite one coworker and everyone knows.
Do not
later
feel
on when
bad.
the pictures come out.
No, they'll know and say, you know what, I just wanted to keep it with close folks that I had a more intimate relationship with, and use that word intimate, and they're like, oh, well, okay, yeah,
Right.
I like that one because I am not who I am at home at work.
No.
And
you don't want those folks to get into your
energy,
space.
Right, right. Because then they feel entitled to knowing your business. On that note, though,
Whatever one it is, do not invite
Right.
them.
Is it okay, speaking of invitations, is it okay to ask who all gonna be there?
Yes. Because remember at the beginning when I told you that you have the upper hand and you have to be able to plan and figure out who's going to be there, because you might need to make your exit plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not rude to be like, who
No,
all gonna be there?
who's gonna be there?
Gotcha,
Okay.
for planning purposes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this was all. I love that this is so actionable, like you said, so accessible. And it's to the advantage, it's to your advantage, right? To
Yes.
be able to speak the language of the environments that you're in. Where can people get your book?
People can get my book at retailers nationwide. So anywhere books are sold, you can get the book is Elaine Swann's Book of Modern Etiquette. And then if you want I love answering questions. I really, really do love answering questions. And I also use it for research and study. But if you want to find out more about the work that I do, you can visit me at elaineswann.com. And I'm Elaine Swann on all social media platforms.
Do you give private classes?
I do.
Because we might want to chat with you offline.
I do want to talk. I would love to talk with you about something that I do not advertise.
Okay.
I thought she was
first of all, your last name is like perfect
Yeah, right.
for
Yes,
this
and this was
world.
my husband. I scored. Yeah, I scored. But yeah, I do private classes. I do something that's very exclusive, very, very luxurious, very upscale, and it's private, and you will never see it on social media or talk about it.
Ma'am, I'm intrigued. It
yeah,
feels like a
I'd
secret
love to
society.
tell you more about it. Yeah.
I
Oh,
love that.
you are a doll. Thank you so
Aw,
much.
thank
We've
you.
learned so much from you, and I promise you, we have 75 more million questions coming
Oh,
your
I
way
appreciate
via
it.
email, but we won't follow up twice.
Thank you. So you see, she said, "You're a doll." I said, "Oh, thank you."
Yes, I love.
And I said nothing else.
See, that's the way to do it.
you don't have to yet.
No, you don't have to. And
Yeah.
it's the uncomfortable thing. We want to fill in the space. Just thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
It was our
Yes,
pleasure.
and it was sincere.
Alrighty. Thanks to you all for joining us today for this episode of Off the Record. We will see you on the next one.
Farewell, gentle listener.